Good morning and good evening to you all, wherever you are joining me at this hour. Welcome to 306th edition of Investdata Trading Academy Live with Ambrose. Yes, as usual, our top to down analysis looking at what is happening in the matured market. I'll tell you all the matured economy, the market as we speak now are looking southward, not missed again. They are all looking down as a result of what the recent downgrade of US physical authority or physical debt management. They were recently or yesterday downgraded by Fed. That has put most of the market, advanced market in the red. But down here in Nigeria, I'll tell you that yes, our market was seeing a slowdown in profit taking activities after seeing what happened on Monday, where we saw about 1.1% down. Yesterday, we saw about 0.23. This morning, the market opened slightly in the red, but as we speak now, it has turned up again, a marginal rebound in the green as we speak. But we're coming to our market later. Let's look at what is happening in the global economy. As I've said, there are the major forces now that kind of shake the market after seeing most of this market in the mature economy recording a positive July, despite the inflation slowing down. And at the same time, we saw different Fed decision, which at the end, most of them had a 25 basis points hike in the month of July. But in the month of August, yesterday was the first trading day of August. Most of them also we saw a mixed market. US was down, while other markets were mixed. But this morning, I will tell you, they are all opening in a lower direction. They are edging lower this morning to open the trade for the day. As a result of what reaction to the recent Fed, the recent fixed downgrade of U.S. economy, and at the same time also some earnings that came from some this mature economy were missed, while some industries still maintain a good positive number. The one that came from Caterpillar and then other ones, were also good, but we saw mixed number in other like in the European zone and also in Asia zone. Mixed number of some tech companies in Asia market and European market saw that most of the tech results that came were also not looking good. That also put weight on the market in that domain. But for me, the investors around the world, even here, market players also looking at what would drive the market in the month of August. Now that August is starting on a bearish note, seeing the opening, and I told you earlier why this incident happened this morning. A lot of what profit taking activities from those companies that we saw miss number, and also looking at the unexpected downgrade of U.S. Sovereign rate loan or fiscal authority. This also fiscal pay debt and all those debt limit that earlier this year that has come now to play at this time. These are the things that's also kind of putting a risk outlook for the market in that domain. That also have changed traders or investors outlook for the market, even when some of the traders, especially in Asia market, are taking profit across different indices in that domain. You can see that Asia market is, I'll tell you, it has pulled back after recording a good gain in July because of profit taking activities, and also the incident that happened in, as I said, about US, also part of what have affected them as US sovereign rating was downgraded from AA to what AA plus. You can see what it means, and that is what also we are seeing this kind of outlook in the market right now. And most analysts and also investors are looking at interpret this impact. What will be? Yes, this is a country that we are seeing GDP, and also even when our eyes are still on labor employment data today, we are seeing GDP, inflation, all looking good. To point that Fed might likely start stealing down their rate hike. We are seeing also downgrade. But I believe that as a event of all, investors will always navigate to see where they can put their money. Like I told you also, the tech stocks, in Asia, domain also led what, these losses after the strong gain in the month of July. Hong Kong is not left behind. Even when Hong Kong, was what was performed as to speak now, I will tell you that, what they are seeing that government have big sign of what of looking at stimulus for the economy, even when they are seeing that China economy report, they are not clear and when within that also is another dimension that people in that area take a call. If you are looking at stimulus, how and when, since one of the senior government officials made that statement, they've not seen a concrete plan that is working toward that. That's why investors in that domain also are also worried as we speak now These are the things that is weighing down the Asia market as we speak. And until this stimulus is pushed out, we expect that it is going to weigh on that zone recovery. The slow recovery in China will continue until this stimulus also put out there. But if you look at what is happening in Europe, I'll tell you that in Europe as we speak, European stock open on what also in the south direction, also weighed down by this what I mentioned earlier about the US Fed downgrading US credit rating. This is also part of what is weighing in this zone. And don't forget that the macroeconomic data that also came from the eurozone were not looking too good, and this also affecting kind of the risk sentiment that hit the direction of US credit. This also what is generally going down the market. But like I told you earlier that we have seen that most companies in this period also they posted a missed number in this period as all eyes are on earnings. The manufacturing activities were weakening, which I've said earlier yesterday. Also, that figure that is also going down, because investors were really disappointed seeing the manufacturing activities that were raised yesterday, in that zone. Suggesting that the zone economic was also set toward to remain, in the second half of the year is set not to be, finding direction right away, and that is why you can see all those sentiments. And also the small healthcare result that came also, we saw a decline in their profit for their quarterly profit. This also weighing on it, and also the good thing is that oil price even have rebounded powerfully to almost hit around $85, 85.61 as at this hour, showing that they cut the production cut by OPEC as Saudi Arabia voluntarily cut production, while Nigeria suspended the Afadakos terminal. One of the terminal in Nigeria was also suspended. This also kind of tightening up oil output, and that has also influenced price positively. But I believe that we are still producing, since we have closed one terminal, but now that oil price is almost heading to 88. As we speak now, this is the highest in 4 months that oil is reaching almost 85.61. And that is a good sign for us if we're able to produce. And this our efforts which we are talking, if we're earning from these prices. And there is also kind of a forecast that it might likely hit 100 for the end of the year, which is possible. But I believe that we're seeing the peace talk coming around the green deal again, with Russia and Ukraine and other Western country. And also, we have seen a move. Putin have said is ready for what for peace talk with Ukraine. Which I know that most leaders across the world also taking advantage of it to start mobilizing for discussion so that peace can reign. These are the things about. As we speak now, oil price has really stabilized to above this 84 for almost 3 days now, which is also a good one for producers. But this is another thing that, well, I said yesterday, that it might be also a point out when you see oil price going up, it has the way of affecting commodity price. That's why since the green deal was stopped, you can see how commodity prices of grains and other has started looking up. But believe that if the deal also is all kind of renewed again, that also help also to manage inflation. I believe that these are things the world leaders are looking at so that we're able to curtailing. And also, don't forget that in US, they say they are recording almost the highest inventory drawdown, and that also likely to support oil price again this period. And since the production output is not increasing, it's also kind of cut or minimize. That also be a problem. The simple demand and supply. When demand is more than supply, price will likely to go up, and that's what we're seeing, in oil price. I think for me, there is no cause for anyone to look at and say, oh, the market globally, is doing badly. We know that these are the factors influencing it, and that's why you must navigate all through this, whether you are in the mature market or local market, you need to navigate all what is happening in the economy. US is not left behind. As we speak now, US opened all the 3 major indices are what are in red as we speak, as a result of treasury futures and also have gone up, but the major risk sentiment has been on what on this decision of Fed to downgrade the credit rating of US. That has put that market at this mode. But I'll tell you that investors had also relatively also tried to maneuver all this and see how they can react to the downgrade, and also which where analysts are also doing a lot of analysis, the fallout of this downgrade, who to be looking at. That's why I say it is always good to know where to move from one sector to the other. We should look at the price, but since it's a sovereign thing, it might likely affect a lot of things. But I believe that it's a matter of time. Trust US and also their management, economic managers, they know how to improve so that also they will also be whether upgraded or regraded up. That will also happen. Like I mentioned that the numbers that came, few of them are good, and that has flooded the market, but some of them are also not looking good. The one that came from the Star Blocks also will have a kind of a mixed number there. The estimate was seeing the covering says from China, but you can see that the same mixed result. These are the things that also influencing performance of the market in this region as we speak. You can see what's happening in this zone. But good thing that if we come back and look at our market, I want to discuss what are likely to be the outlook of what is happening in our own market here is very, very important. African market, is missed. Why at this hour we are seeing our market trying to resist the decline after having a 5 straight day pullback, which I told you that once you confirm that this is a really a ripple back, and since it has broken down the T line yesterday as we discussed, this will call a downtrend. But we have seen that market trying to resist further decline. As we are digesting the speech of the president, the intervention, the palliative move here and there for both the different sector. But the major issue why sentiment were really down was the poor earnings or disappointing earnings as a result of impact of FS losses and all those gains that were recorded. You know that yes, you might see that FS losses that we have seen might be one of them, but there are some companies that has affected their shareholders one. What is that the possibility that those companies to pay dividend is very, very small, because if the result you release have affected their shareholder form, it tells that the companies really hit hard, but some can also say after this they can start coming back. And especially I saw that this also lead to what to increases of price of a commodity. And the one thing that is worries about that the economy, the purchasing power of the people are still very poor, are very low, because even when inflation has gone up as a result of more subsidy, affects inflation, I tell you that the earnings of the people are very, even though we are saving as a government, the people that patronize this private sector, they don't have enough to work. So that means even when the private sector also increase their price of their commodity, those lucky for those that are that has the goods or services that are essential that the people cannot do with them, even though price they can still patronize. But I'll tell you, there's a level of increase you can do in a particular product, although people will naturally afford and look for alternative. And knowing that the substitute of many things are here today, those companies that have an elastic demand, the nature of their product, that will they can easily increase their price. But I'll tell you, this move, it will shake the market, and that's why when I saw the market pull back, it's a reaction of to the result we have seen so far. But the good thing is that in this result, we are seeing some companies also have surprised the market in terms of excellent performance. Some has like I said, below market expectation. Where some other companies also posted a flat number. It's now done on you and I as a trader or investor to now reposition our portfolio in that regard, in that line of where we are seeing light, and like I said, it's a light, and also go in that direction, so that at the end of the day, your portfolio will be what will not be affected adversely. Yes, yesterday we saw the announcement from Dangote Sugar. You see how it turned around what is happening in that company after you released they lost for half year. You saw the market for Monday, Tuesday, Monday they dumped the stuff. But yesterday you saw that it rebounded when they released their merger plan. And I'll tell you the merger plan, the notification, sorry, of NASCOM and Dangote Rice and Dangote Sugar. That will be also another conglomerate that will come in one, just like what Boa Food is also enjoying. If you look at Boa Food results, you can see that this kind of operation, how it has supported also the Boa performance. Can see that even with the FS loss, we are not seeing Boa recording much effort that affected even the Boa cement and also Boa Food. You see, Dangote knowing that going through this kind of merger will also boost the company. And don't forget that you can see the performance that came from NASCOM. And also, NASCOM has a product that I'll tell you is inelastic. Whether you are poor or rich, you have to deal with salt. And there's also product that that whether you are poor, you need to eat them. I believe that this also what that's happening may and also investors are looking at seeing that there's potential in this the proposed merger. If we can look at it very well for it, that means if you are in a Dangote Sugar, who your position, if you are in a NASCOM, who your position, but let's see the arrangement, how they're going to the merger scheme at the same time, court order will come so that we know how everything is going to flow. But for me, don't panic out. I know that yes, the thought I'll push some people that panic out of this out of that position. But if you're panicking out of the position, yes, you can come back They don't want to come back, can still hold and watch and see where it go. Then after, but it depends on you. But for me, it's better to come back to see how the merger will go and what is going to come up at the end of the day. This is what is also supported that price to rebound yesterday. There's no cause for alarm in the market because we are seeing light coming gradually. But I tell you, this period between now and end of August, we see this kind of oscillation. Why oscillation of this market? Because people want to move from one stock to the other. But as information come and see where the government is going, like I said yesterday, as the ministers have been saying, they are come up with their own plan in each ministry where they've been managing to put medium, short, and the long-term plan to kind of drive the vision or the expectation of the government. That was to go a long way to tell us where they are heading to, and that also assist we traders or investors to make a more informed decision as things of about now. And in the line of what is happening in the market, you already know where you should also be aligning your portfolio to. Even when we saw that the bank suffered the losses yesterday, I will tell you it's just because of general market sentiment that people back. I'll tell you the results that came from bank, apart from FS gain, there are still potential that will drive that banking result. And others, for me, any store that I see that has a good number, just pull back because of the market sentiment. It's an opportunity for investors, especially when this devaluation will come. That will also help you. And I see most of the stocks still have a positive or a low, P ratio, which is good. And I tell you earlier that the institutional investors they don't just rush to the market. When they come back, we see them also coming, and that also we see stock also going up as we speak. Yes, before we go to the earnings we want to discuss, but today I want us to look at the market and what to expect to see in this month of August. For the month of August, August for me is a very dicey month. In the last 25 years, we have seen that the month of August closed negative for 18 years and up for just 15, just closed negative for 18 years or 18 period for that 24 years and just 7 years on the green. But if you look at the just a decade or the last 10 years here, the last 10 years that is shorter, you can see that for the month of August, from our statistics, our research, we have seen that the month of August closed 8 times in the red and just 2 times in green, and that was 2020 and 2021 that we saw the month of August closing in green. For other years, we have seen it also in red. It tells you that this month is very dicey month. We have been at any season after any season period. That's where people will want to reposition their portfolio. Most time move on here, and but we are seeing in general change in the economy. Trading environment is changing, and also the economy reforms there. That also going to impact the trading activities this period, this month of August. That's why I say you saw what happened in the month of June and July, even May. You can see how the reform and the expectation and the optimism of the people about the new government have changed. That trend might also continue if we continue to see pronouncement and also see them reviewing some policies that also try to affect the economy and or improving on it. That also might change sentiment. As I say, it's a very dicey month, but for us in Investdata, we still have a mixed outlook for the month of August because we have seen in the history of the market that this month of August is always a very dicey month that closed in red. Only few years we are seeing it in green. I said in the last 24 years, it was down for 18 years and up for just lost for 25 years. Down for down for 18 times and also up for 7 times. One the last 10 years is down for what for 8 years, 8 years and also two for what two for in green. It tells you the how this month is very very dicey and what things play out. For me, there's no cause for alarm. But since we are seeing general reform and also perception changing about the government, about the market expectation, that also might play out in this month. But let's keep our feedback crossed for the month of August. And don't forget that there's no anything apart from the interim dividend of the banks we're expecting. That's why I say there might be a mismatch. That's what we're looking at. If these banks were able to grow or they will start see them growing their interim payment as compared to what they did in the previous year because of improved earnings we have seen so far for those that really their results already, that must also change the market. Like I said earlier, the May rally we saw before the 29 pronunciation was as a result of what the banking sector and driving the recovery, the bull market in that May before finally we saw the pronunciation on the 29. That also changed the face of the market the last trading day, which on the 31st. I believe that things also go in that direction, but you have to be very careful. Don't be greedy. This is not the time to be targeting 50%. Just take 15 between the 12 to 18%. Pay your charges and be going and out. To not see a major move, but don't forget that all eyes will now be on Q3, seeing what has happened in Q1. Also, these August activities we are waiting to see the 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 what we call a potential manager index for the month of uh, of uh, of July. That also for this August also got that August will give an insight for we expect to see the end of the day. But don't forget that also the interest have been hiked this period. That's why we are seeing funds also moving to the fixed income side. Now also not only fixed income side, the bond more is more of the treasury because the bond I tell you there are still more no bearish activities in the bond side, but for the primary market option, especially when it moved from about 5.9 to almost 12, no 12.5, 12.15. That was the trigger that funds moved to that. It was a shorter period, even the 364 days. They are making almost 12 for that attraction there. For me, it won't continue because if government want to borrow at a high price, I tell you that they're going to crowd out what the public also the private sector for borrowing in the midst of higher interest rate and inflation hitting almost the roof. We have to also put all this. That's why I said the month of August till the remain missed. But for me, there's no cause for alarm. Yes, if you look at the result that will lead to the market this period, I want to look at this steady sharp result fast, so that we look at the market and continue on the chart. Because this is the time we're not time to look at the chart very well. I will take this earnings very fast so that we can conclude on them and look at the chart and also move from there. It's very important to look at it and also have direction where we are going from that point. Yes, I'll tell you we are discussing boa food this morning. If you ask me why boa food, you can see how the component of the oil, groundnut oil, the Pascal, everything that they do, how it has played out to give this kind of result, and this the strength of either conglomerate or a good subsidiary of companies or a good conglomerate coming together, just like a holding company we are seeing for the banks. You can see what is happening in Transcorp. These are part of things that also will support this kind of group. When I say Boa Food, it's not only just the groundnut oil side, not only just the pasta, the sugar thing, everything together come together in this way to support this bottom line or this performance. For me, it's a good one. You see that Boa Food revenue moved from 168.85 billion to 320.93 billion. That is almost 91% up for bottom line for top line. For me, it's a good number. And while PAT also moved from 39.31 billion to 95.1 0.20. That is 142% up. This is good, and this is a good performance, and that translates to 5 naira 29 kobo against 2 naira 18 kobo. From this 5 naira, we can forecast that this company at the end of the day, if this trend is continuing in the company, we're going to see no less than 10 naira or 11 naira earning per share. That can support. Last time they moved their dividend from around 3 naira to almost 3 naira 50 to 4 naira 50 kobo. You can see if they are growing their dividend, the price at 138 might see more movement, especially knowing that despite the economic situation, the food business, you can see that people are still surviving. But if this company is not exposed to FS loss as we have seen the result, that's a good thing for them. And you can see this also translates to profit margin of 29.66% against 23.28%. This is a good performance, and the company operating cash flow for the period also improved to 75.03 billion against 21.4. You can see the improvement. If a company is having a good positive cash flow like this, then they can support the earnings, and these are the things we look at as an analyst or investor. Also, we look at the Boa Cement, considering they are the same family. If you look at the Boa Cement result, fine. You can see that for me it's a missed number, but better than those numbers that also have declined. If you look at the Boa Cement, yes, you can see that the holding structure of this company and also equally support the price. I will agree with you. For performance, part of it. But for Boa Food, we have seen a better period compared to what we're seeing in Boa Cement. For Boa Cement, if you look at the revenue also or turnover, it moved from 188.56 billion to 221.1 billion, representing 17.24% in the green for the top line or the turnover, we'll call it. While PAT moved from 61.36 billion to 63. This was marginally 3.67, which is almost 3.4 for 4%, 3.67 or 4% approximately. This and also this translates to 1 naira 88 kobo against 1 naira 81 kobo we posted the same period in 2022. And it's surprised that this company cash flow for this period also declined or dropped to 113.6 billion against 100 against 149.57 billion. You can see that in 2022 This also says that when you see this kind of decline, you need to watch to see how consistent is it. Is it just one-off thing? That's why you need to look. That's why it's able to look at the company where you are invested to know the state of their earnings or their performance, and you know where you are going from there. Finally, we're looking at fixing healthcare. Fixing healthcare Q2 number also came missed, but not in red. But we saw that the bottom line of fixing was also flat. Fixing turnover moved from 20.38 billion to 25.58 billion, representing 26% in the green. And PAT, which is the bottom line, also we are flat, from 22.7 billion in 2022 to 2.77 billion, marginally up by 3%. And also this translates to 121 kobo against 130 kobo posted in 2022. The decline in NFL as a result of the bonus they gave the last year, that also increased their numbers of share, while their performance in terms of earnings, top line was looking good, 26% growth was very fine. But if you look at the expenses also this period, you understand cost of production, cost of sale, eating that can see almost a flat. But why you saw a decline in their EPS was a result of what increase in outstanding numbers of share, while the profit level has not increased much in that dimension. That's why we are seeing a decline to almost in their earning per share. This is what we're seeing right now. And also PHU was got profit margin, whose the PM also dropped from 13.25 in 2022 to 10.8. Still also within the range, must be 10% and above, which is also good. But the good thing here is that it's also in a sector especially enjoying some incentive from certain bank before now. We want to see, but good thing is again that this company has really multiple line of multiple product line that will support their performance, and also the facility also is not it's not touched on, which is also a good one. But what I want is that the operating cash flow for the period turned positive from a negative of 2.3 billion to 465.16 million. For me, it's a good one. If you are coming out from a negative cash flow to a positive one, and my favorite company for that, it's a good one for the company, which also should keep our eyes on fixing. Yes, yesterday I mistakenly said that fixing paid entry dividend. It was their full year of 55 kobo that we announced that payments will come on around September. Sorry for that. My colleague and also most of our class one of our class member also brought my attention that around 4 yesterday. That's why I should also make it clear. It was a full year dividend that they've marked down before now. Job payment dates are standing at their AGM. Please, sorry for that. Yes, also now finally go to what the market. As we speak now, market has also in green, but before now that we're having almost 0.04% in green. But as we speak now, we're seeing a 0.01%, slightly in green. We're seeing that the market is doing a 64,205.44, or by 13.4 basic point. That is 0.01% as we speak now. But if you look at the market breadth is flat. Was having 13 gainers and 13 losers. You see that this market is resisting to go down. And when you see this, and also at the end of the day, look at the volume, will give us a lot of insight. We saw how it started coming down, and we're not seeing market try to resist further. Like if this is sustained today, we might see an upturn depending where to flow at the end of the day. But it's a good move for me at this hour for the market. Yes, if we're having 13 losers and 13 gainers, having a flat market, but not negative, not positive, it's a good sign. Also, we're seeing a slight gain on the index. Let's keep our finger crossed. Then if you look at the top losers now, we're seeing the TIP now leading the to 10%. We're seeing Omatech, also Linkage Assurance and John Holt and TPSC. These are the the top 5 losers at this hour. Look at the flip side, which is the green side. We're seeing Skywave Aviation leading with 10%, followed by Tolerance, and we can see Sooner Assurance, also an insurance company. I think Japan also in that, and also we're seeing Unity Bank. Now these are the top gainers, five top gainers. But if you look at the rest of activities volume, we're seeing also that FBNH is there this morning, leading by 11.5 million share traded so far. FCMB 10.8 million shares. ETI we're seeing also 10.7 million shares. Access Corp is not left behind. Also, we're seeing 10.6 million shares, and the last one there is Chance. We're seeing 9.11 million share Yes, you can see that volume was seen nicely that no, the volume has decreased, and we see a market going down, you see volume decreasing. It tells that people are not ready to sell. We are looking at for a trigger. For me, it's a good sign that yes, the green we're seeing might be sustained at the end of the day. Since we're not seeing much volume coming out now, people are not dumping because we are seeing, but people are looking at to start picking position again to build a trigger will come either for policy statement. We'll start seeing also when this these ministers are signed a portfolio, how they want to start because they are open to be the manager of the sectors where they are assigned to, and we'll now see plan being rolled out that will change the face of the market. For me, there's no cause for alarm. Right now, let's quickly come to our chart. Yes, you can see, like I tell you that before when you come to chart, always look at where the direction of the market. Market is doing a pullback. I see that market is down straight on a down bearish channel now. If I draw it here, you're going to see a bearish channel here. Let me quickly, because of our time, give you an insight what I mean here. We are seeing a downtrend like this here already. Yeah. Then also come back here and pick it again. And see also from here. Can see this what called a bearish channel looking down, while this one up here is a bullish channel. Now you can see that it's coming down. Now that here is trying to resist this decline at this point. Already this is a decline phase, or what we call a markdown phase. We can see that it's trying to resist decline here. After you see a strong sharp long candlestick here on a break. I will now see something like a hammer here at the low. Then we're also seeing a green one. This is a sign of reversal, but we need to confirm it even at the end of trade today, or at the end of trading world tomorrow. But let's see how it goes, because if they reverse today and sustain tomorrow and break out this this upper downtrend now, that will also confirm a new breakout for uptrend. But we're still within the channels now as it's coming down. Let's keep our finger crossed here to watch the market. But quick one, like I said yesterday, which you saw that the market has broken down the T line. But let's call our indicators up again, because I saw a little reversal in the money flow at the end of 3 days ago. As at yesterday, we saw 56% buy position and 44 sell position against we're seeing 9500 for buy sell solution. But yesterday we saw an improved people taking from backing hunters coming back to the market. We want to see if that trend is also sustained today, and that's why I said we quickly look at the market before the time is fast spent to know where we are going. Yes, yes. I know our time is fast spent, but good that we understand what is happening in the market and what we expect to see for the quarter, for the month. You can see this downtrend now already has broken down the T line, but we are seeing that once it breaks out this the bearish channel and cross above it and go and also break out the T line, that will confirm a good uptrend. But look at the market in 1 hour time, because 1 hour time, you can see that the money flow is already looking up. The good sign back to almost also we're seeing on the 1 hour time, we're seeing also it MACD almost becoming bullish. You can see where it's trending. Once it cross, they become a bullish one. You can see where the blue line is now to cross. And for me, it's a good sign. Look at where almost below the T line. Once it crosses up, confirm also a good trend for 1 hour, 1 hour time frame. But let's look at the 15 minutes before finally time is fast spent. And the 15 minutes, we're also seeing MACD is still very strong here, but we're seeing the money flow looking down. But let's look at a big chart for money flow. But money flow on the chart is an improvement. You can see that where it's coming now. We're seeing that after coming as low as almost below over 60, now basically for now it's almost gone up again to around 67. This is a sign that fund is entering the market gradually again. But we want to watch the MACD to give us MACD is a lagging indicator. Yes, but still give us the direction. But let's see how it's going to do at the end of the day. But we're seeing that money flow is here now. We're seeing also kind of resistance here with the market at this level. There's no cause for alarm. But because of our time, just have just a minute. Let me quickly look at one stock that I see is very important. We can't look at the Skyway. Skyway is not available. This stock have rallied to this level with just less than 500,000 shares on a daily basis traded to move this. But that means for me it's a form of manipulation. That's why the numbers are good. If we're not seeing volume, what just that's why I said you investor need to know how to identify this kind of stuff on time before they start moving. You can see people that have advantage of, even though you haven't 1,000, 10,000, 100,000 units, or you can see the price that moved from as low as 5 naira 50 kobo to almost 30 naira to speak now. On that small volume, and you can see that when the share is in few hands, you see this how it's good to look at share to see how porous or how tight is that shareholding structure. Well, finally, before our time go, let's look at what is happening in FCMB, and that will only chart we look for today because of our time. We'll do more over the weekend. What we'll be looking at also the result, and our guest will also be coming back to look at to share his thought on how to rebalance our portfolio for this week, because last week he said he had an emergency, but didn't. But I believe that this week we'll see him at the weekend that is available there. Yes, you look at the day chart, you can see that this stock is below the T line. You can see it on a day chart for FCMB. But we're also seeing signs that money flow that have gone down already is coming back. Activities also is increasing. Like I told you that MACD is a lag indicator. We are seeing that it's still looking down. But until the price, this candlestick cross the T line up, that's why we say yes, there is hope for the stock. But we look at the 1 hour chart now to see what it's doing. On 1 hour chart, it's trading above the T line. You can see it here. MACD is also not looking badly, but still trending up. But money flow is looking down on the 1 hour chart. These are the missed signal we're seeing on the chart for FCMB. But for me, on the strength of the result, there's still potential for FCMB. On this note, I'll say thank you. Our time advancement always giving me a sign already. See you tomorrow, hopefully by God's grace. And tomorrow I might not do any so that we can do well on our chart and look at more companies tomorrow. Let me see how the market will close today. On this note, I'll say thank you and see you tomorrow. Bye.